Okay, I'm on. Okay, good. Now that everybody's off, everybody's gone. Oh well. Okay, yay. Okay, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Okay, good. All right. Let me see if I need to. Do you need me to? Let me see if I need to turn up the volume. Okay. And the volume's okay? Is the volume okay? Okay, good. All right. Thanks, Anna. All right. How lame. That was the worst. Oh, where's Cassie? Why isn't she here? Okay, so anyway, thanks for hanging in there, you guys. So because I have a lot to tell you, but thank you for hanging in there. So sorry. Yeah, poor me. That's the worst. Okay. So let me see. I see. So, Jeannie 123. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully people will get back on. But anyway, so I'm gonna just go ahead so I can just give you the information, get it out there because there's a lot. So okay, so I'm just gonna start, and I'm gonna start with Nancy Pelosi. To be honest, she's not really one of my. I don't hate her. I don't really dislike her. She's just not one of my favorite leaders. She's okay, but she's not, not one of my favorites. But so I'm going to start with Nancy Pelosi. So Nancy Pelosi, it was weird because when I was in England, I was completely divorced from anything Trump, which was so nice, and everybody should try it once in a while. But I kept getting information. I didn't even know what was going on at home. I had no idea. So, but the one thing I kept getting was that Nancy Pelosi was trying to get the Democrats to move to impeach Trump. And she was trying to convince them, and I'm not going to go into how I got all this information because it was really piece by piece. So I'm just telling you the end result is this. She's trying to get the Democrats to actually rebrand impeachment, not call it impeachment, just start hearings and just call it something else and just say, we're whatever it is, truth hearings or something. But she's trying to get them to not call it impeachment. That was the big thing, is that she's trying to, but she actually wants to get rid of this guy. She is so done with Trump. She's so done with him. And she's every time I tune into her or get a message about her, she's so pragmatic. She's so focused. She doesn't get distracted by anything. She's not one of those people. She's the opposite of Trump. She's the complete opposite. She's like, he's like a little child. You can get him to look at something else if they're doing something wrong. She will not be distracted at all. So that was the main thing I got about her. And and then right now, she's furious. I can't tell you how angry she is, but she is like, we are done with this. She is out for blood. That's all I can say. And like I said, she's always been she always comes across as very measured, and which is good, but you like to see people fired up sometimes, and she's just not like that. But I'm telling you, she's furious, and she is like, we're done with this. And I'm not sure beyond that. I'm not sure, but that's what I was getting when I was in England. And that's what I got today, is that she is furious. So something's going to happen. Something is definitely going to happen under her leadership. Okay. The next thing that was interesting was Barr and Mueller. And I'm going to stop for just a second and just say hi to people. So Sparky C. Castillo, Sparky MDF, Scully 392 or 392Z, I think it says. Linda Ann, hello from Canada. Hi Sandra. Hi all. Hi, yay. The Bastard, that's a terrible name. Hello. Okay, Cherry Berry, Sandra R, Pam Mira, she's my sister, so I know she's there. Linda Bryant. Okay, so I'm going to go on to, so Mueller and Barr was so funny, and you guys will get a kick out of this, because when Barr started like kind of saying mean things about, or not mean things, but when he started to kind of diss Mueller a little bit during the hearings, I'm like, what is this? What is going on? So I kind of asked, what is this? Why is he doing this? What is going on here? And they showed me the Brady Bunch, and they showed me Jan and Marcia. And what came to me was that they have a rivalry that has gone on almost their whole careers, but it's not on Mueller's side. It's Barr. He has always felt like he's just as smart as Mueller. He's just as capable. He's all of these things, but Mueller always comes out looking just a little bit better. He always feels like people think that Mueller is he's kind of a straight arrow. He's never really given in to his worst impulses, and Barr has. Mueller just isn't tempted by the things that other people might be. So he's never sold out, let's put it that way. But Barr and him have always had, they've always kind of respected each other and how they think, but that there's a real rivalry. And Barr, yes, thank you, Sparky. Barr is very jealous of Mueller and the standing he has. And what happened was, and again, I'm not going to go into like all the little pieces and how I put this together, but trust me when I say that when Mueller was put into place, Barr perked up and he kind of watched what was going on, and he became annoyed again because everyone talked about Mueller and how wonderful he was, and he was in the spotlight again, and everyone was getting all this attention, and everyone was praising him, saying how wonderful he is. And Barr kind of thought he got kind of swept into it because his ego. He was thinking, no, I'm going to come. And not only that, I'm going to come in and kind of stop this and show how smart I am, so that I'm smarter than him. So that's what is part of what's going on here, is this personal bumping of heads between Barr and Mueller. There's something personal going on here as well. It's not just I'm coming in because I know what I'm doing. It's almost like a battle of wits, a battle of brains. The problem is, and too bad for Barr, but Mueller's going to come out on top again. It's going to happen again. So too bad for Barr. But so that kind of leads me into, and the Jan Marcia thing, I think, is that Barr has always felt in his shadow. And as you know, that's Jan's always in Marcia's shadow, but that's the image that came to mind. So I thought that was just funny. And I also think it shows how they've kind of grown up together as well in this industry. And I even see them as like young men together. So they must have done something together as young men. You may know what it is. I don't know, but that's what I am seeing now, is them as very young men working together, or working, one is above the other or something. But there's something there. Marcia, exactly. So okay, so I'm going to move on now to Mueller. And Mueller, I always saw him testifying. I always saw that. I knew that was going to happen. But what I heard just today, was that whatever, and this is, I'll tell you exactly the way I heard it. Mueller is going to make history. There is something that's going to happen in these hearings that is history making. That's how it was put. Because to me, it's like a bombshell is going to happen or something. No, they're saying this is history. We are watching something historical that's going to happen when he testifies. So just, I can't wait. But I have always seen him testifying. So there's something about this, I think, that's a little predestined. So just keep that in mind. Okay. The last thing is about Trump. And this is so interesting because I've seen this for a while. And I think that I'm not sure why I've gotten so much information about this recently, because it might be this person is maybe coming out in some way. There is somebody in the White House, and I think this was in another video. I think this is in another video that I did. There is somebody in the White House that is regularly and consistently talking to either the New York Times and the Washington Post, or just the New York Times. But it is like back and forth. The weird thing is the way it's shown to me is like the White House, the New York Times, and two cans in a string. It's like that. And so what I think that is telling me and telling us, and you can kind of tell me if you're getting something else, but because I know there's a lot of psychics and people that watch this channel. So if you get something else, tell me. But I think I'm seeing it that way because they're communicating in an old-fashioned way. They're not communicating by like text or email. They're communicating by letter, in person, by even by phone. But it's something old-fashioned, so that that's why they're not getting caught, because they confiscate things when they come in the White House, their phones, because Trump is paranoid. He's especially now, but he's communicating in this way, and it's constant. I mean, it is constant. It's constant. Someone said Kellyanne Conway, and I'm getting to that because I'm going to tell you about this person, and that's the thing that's come to me recently. And so I think it may come out or something. I don't know. This person, I think, is okay. Definitely male, but I will say this: I think it could be a gay male. And I think that there is something, they don't like Trump, obviously, they can't stand it, but there's something personal about it. There's something like, I can't stand him. He's always doing this or that, and he's annoying me. Sorry, I'm distracted by Lucy. Could you take her out? Sorry, Lucy is being Lucy. I think that it is either a gay male, or it could be like a more masculine woman. I did think about Kellyanne Conway. It didn't feel quite right to me, but it's somebody that it feels very personal to me. Of course, he hates him as a leader and can't stand him, but it feels like I cannot stand this guy. Everything about him, the way he eats, the way he looks. The other thing is that he's a staffer. He's in the White House. I'm telling you, he is in the White House. He is he's a staffer, but he's above other staff people, but not at the top. He's not like the chief of staff or something like that, but he's kind of in the middle. And the other thing is, I don't think we know him. We may have seen him, but I don't think we know him. I feel like he is, when we know who he is, it'll be like the Woody Allen movie, the Zelig movie, where he's like in every picture. We'll be able to see him, but right now it's almost like he's in the background. But he's always there. It's like he's there, but he's not there. It's really weird. But this is constant communication, and I'll tell you something else. This is the person. Do you remember when they released the daily briefings, or not the daily briefings, the daily notes, where it showed that he had all this executive time and he was lazy and didn't do anything? That is this guy. This guy he doesn't like Trump in a very personal way. And so it's almost like stuff that's very negative. It's also stuff to kind of embarrass him. So, but I think he may have something to do with something that's going to come out or something, because I keep getting information about this guy, and I'm telling you, it's coming. So just to let you know, but it makes me feel so much better that there's somebody like trolling him inside the White House. Is so great. And the last thing I'll tell you before we start getting to some questions is that when I was in England, it might make you feel better too. It did me. Of course, they've got their own problems with Brexit and blah, 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 but they they're not scared of Trump at all. They think he's a joke. They think everything there about him is like, toys with like huge mouths. And when people would talk about him, they're like, oh, that guy, they don't ever talk about him. They're not concerned about him. And I think part of it is, yeah, they're across the ocean, but I also think that they're an old country. They've seen people come and go. And I think they think of him as being kind of, crazy and kind of weird, but they're not afraid of him. He's wreaking havoc, obviously, on so many people here. It's so sad and awful, but for some reason, it made me feel better. So I just thought I'd share that with you, that they are not, they're just like, this guy is, he's ridiculous. He's a joke. And so it kind of made me feel better. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And I do recommend taking a break from him, because I let people know we are inundated constantly with this man, and you can't get away from him. You can't get away from him. So I did. I recommend it for everyone. Okay. Hi, Don Sven. Hi, Laura. Scully, Sparky again. Hello, Sandra. Ziba DJ. You're a DJ. So hi, everybody. So let's okay. So let's start with the questions. Will Lindsey Graham get kicked out? Oh, okay. That was the other thing. I want you guys to tell me, when we were watching Lindsey Graham at the hearings, if you watch the Barr hearings, can you tell me if you guys got a feeling that there was somebody in that room that he was involved with? I just got this weird feeling. And so I just want to see if any of you guys picked up on that. But if not, I won't go into, because I don't want to I don't want to be like slanderous or anything, but I just, but will he get kicked out? He'll be voted out, but I feel him, Mitch McConnell and Barr too, there is something about money with them. They've taken money from someplace they shouldn't have. They've gotten money from something or someone they shouldn't have. And so I really think they are going to, they're going to be, they're going to be in trouble, basically. So it could be a thing where they get kicked out, but it's more likely, I think Mitch McConnell is just going to retire, but I also think it's going to be in disgrace. I think there's going to be things that come out about those, but those two in particular, anybody could see there's something weird, there's something wrong. But I always see money with them. It's always money related. So anyway, okay. So that's what I think about Lindsey Graham. So he'll either be forced to leave, or he'll be voted out. Like I said, I think he's going to be surrounded by scandal pretty soon. So that's that. Okay. Yes, Barr is an immature fool. Thank you, Juliet. Absolutely. He is. The other thing I was going to say is, I don't know if anybody knows anything about, this is weird, but anything about birds. They keep showing him as a crow. And I know that's really weird, but I know that I don't know anything about birds or crows or anything, why they would keep doing that, but they keep showing him as a crow as far as like his personality, the way he is. So if anybody can tell me anything about that, would be great. I'm not going to try to go into that, but okay. Hi, Bunny. I said, okay, will Kavanaugh leave too? Okay, let me tell you what I think is going to happen there, because I've heard other people say Kavanaugh's leaving. In a way, yes. I feel that the next Democrat that comes in is going to add seats to the Supreme Court. That's what I think people are saying, because what's going to happen is, in a way, they'll leave because they're going to be irrelevant. They're going to be irrelevant. They're not going to be, their vote won't count. So that's what I think people might be seeing, because people keep saying, well, he'll be kicked out or he'll leave. That could be as well. But just recently, this has been in the last just few months, I feel like the next president is going to add like at least 3 seats. So, and I think that, and the weird thing about this is, because I don't know what we're going to go through in the meantime, nobody's going to fight him on it. They're just going to do it. And so there's going to be, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see, but that's what I think people are seeing. So that's that. Okay. Okay. So, Jean Christensen, hello. So Stotts, hi. Amazing live stream. Well, you should have been here earlier because it was really amazing. I couldn't get on the live stream. Okay, will all Trump's decisions be made void and null? That has always been my wish, that they would be null and void because he's illegitimate. A lot of things are going to be reversed. And almost immediately, because he did so many things by executive order. So a lot of things are going to be reversed right away. But there are a few things that I feel like they may even be in court now. I'm not sure, but I feel like it's like lawsuits, reversing things. And that is one of the bases. They're saying, like, because I do think we're going to find out, like, for sure he's not legitimate. I don't know if it'll be before 2020 or when, but I really think, like, it's going to come out. And when that does, it's going to start a bunch of lawsuits with like things he's done. Yeah. So like, and that's going to be like the basis of like, this is the reason that we're going to court, is because he's illegitimate, and therefore this decision is not. So I think it'll end up in court, but that is going to be a thing. I don't know if every single thing will be reversed, but I know anything executive order is just going to be bunk. It's just going to go back, and then other things are going to be in court because he's illegitimate. That's what I'm getting. And then I've gotten that before, actually. I've just never, some of these things I'll get them and then I'll kind of forget about them. The things I'm telling you tonight are things that keep coming back. So I know that I need to tell you guys why. I don't know. It just maybe it makes you feel better or whatever, but I usually know I need to tell the channel when it keeps coming back. Some stuff will just kind of go, and that's one of those things. So, okay, will our 2020 elections be protected? C. Castillo. Okay. Yes. From the Russians? Yes. So I keep seeing, and I saw this before the last election, there is something that they're putting in place that's going to block anything that the Russians try to do. And it's in any kind of like outside thing, outside the country kind of electronic thing is going to be stopped. What they're going to do, if the 2020 election is with Trump, they're going to focus on voter suppression, kind of like the Senate. The Senate was stolen. I can tell you that for sure. But it was done through voter suppression. And they would have done it in the House too, but there were just too many seats. So they just focused in on those few seats in the Senate. And we all know the people that won should have won. And like I said, Beto's going to be a problem for them, because they should have just let him have the Senate seat, because he's going to be a problem for them coming up, the other thing I wanted to tell you that I saw, and I did tell my sister this actually when I saw it, is that I saw Kamala Harris as the next Attorney General. So I don't know if she could win the presidency. She definitely could, but I definitely saw her serving as Attorney General. So I'm just letting you know, it could be much later or whatever, but that is what I saw as her in that position. So just letting you know. Okay. When do you see Trump go? Okay. So we talk a lot about free will on this, on this channel. He could decide tomorrow and just be like, I'm done with this. This is a bunch of garbage and I don't like it. And it's a terrible experience and I'm done. That could happen. What I know for sure is that when he goes down, and always put to me like that. He is going down. He's going to be completely devastated. And I keep thinking that he's going to go to jail. And I know that if you don't, there's a video way back about his dad. And when his dad, I don't do medium work, but his dad, it was like he was in the room with me, and he said he's supposed to go to jail. And at the time, I'm like, there's no way. This was a while back, several months, many months ago. But I really do think whether he leaves now or in 2020, he's going to end up in jail at some point. And he's also going to be financially devastated and his name ruined. And I think that it's such a fitting end, because his name is everything to him. It's everywhere. He puts it on everything, I'm going to turn on the light real quick because it's getting dark. Okay. His name is everything. And that's going to be the kind of the nail in the coffin, is his name is mud. And I've heard other people say that as well. But I think that it's, like I said, this is a lesson for us. This man, he doesn't have every awful awful American stereotype. He's not made up of that for nothing. It's a lesson. It's a mirror in a way, and it's going to be completely shattered. And it's going to be us deciding who we are or what we are and what we're not. And he's just this, he's just this thing that's going to be here and then gone. So, but it is going to be, I think it's also going to be very dramatic. It's going to make an impact. Anyway, yes, I agree. They all need to go to jail. They really do. They really should all go to jail. Whether they will or not, I'm not sure. Does the PP tape really exist? Yes. But also there are many tapes. I feel like he's been to Russia several times, not just like at the Miss America Press, but they do this. Russia does this to businessmen to put them in a corner. I don't even know if Trump would be ashamed of something like that, to tell you the truth. But there are many things about him, and they may come out at some point. But I not only think there could be, I don't know if it's the, that exact like the PP tape, but I think there are many videos of him in compromising positions with women in Russia. That's what I'll say. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so Linda, hello, Stacey J. Okay, so let me go to the next question. Will Russia betray? It says rump. I think that's on purpose. Will Russia betray Trump, the rump? Again, I've kind of asked this question, and yes and no. They're getting a lot from him right now. They're actually getting what they want in many ways, and they want more. So until he's gone, or he's out the door, he's almost out the door, I think they will just kind of disparage him the way they do other people. They're kind of like Trump in that they don't like losers. They don't like losers. So I don't think they will turn. That is one thing. I do think they will have a part in his financial ruin, because I think he'll be ruined financially. So I think they will have something to do with that. But I think part of that will be that it's almost like they can't give him money anymore. It's not that they won't, but I think they will kind of dismiss him and disparage him, but they will ruin him, but not because totally that they want to. So yes and no. I hope that's clear. Okay, and then somebody asked about Rosenstein. Okay, When he left, I was confused. He's let me just tell you what I got. And I don't want to, I know people are gonna be like, oh, but he's such a jerk. He is. He's more like Comey and like Mueller than he is like Barr or Trump or that kind of thing. He tries to play both sides of the fence. He wanted to get out with his pension. He didn't want to be Andy McCabe. He wanted to get out with his pension. He wanted to take care of his family. He didn't think he could survive without it. So he said what he said. He did what he did. What I think is going to actually, okay, let me tell you a couple of things. I think he is responsible for the Mueller letter coming out. I think that was something he handed in as he left. So I think he is responsible for that. The other thing is that I think he is, or partly responsible, if not totally responsible. He's going to have a chance to make right what he did wrong. So I'll just leave it at that. But that's what came to me when I asked about Rosenstein, because I've been confused about him the whole time. But that's what came to me was that, and the biggest thing about him that you need to know is that he's an honest man, but he's a weak man. That's what you need to know about him. Okay. So I'm going to be on for another, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes just because we were late. But so is Mueller chomping at the bit to testify? I just heard yes and no. He's doing it because he has to. He sees himself. It's weird because when I've looked at him before, it's almost like a nun is called to serve God. That's how he feels about the country. He was called to serve at a very young age. And that's been his, sorry, I'm just listening. That's been his, he's almost looked at it as a calling. So this is another way, it's another way that he is giving service to the country. He feels like he has to do this. And in that way, he wants to. On the other hand, he was retired. He doesn't like, unlike Barr, he doesn't like his big fat face out there. He likes his privacy, and he likes to do things in a very humble way. He's not a showy kind of person. So he wants to do this because it's his duty to his country, but he's not dying to do it. He's not excited about it. And I think that setting the record straight is part of that responsibility he feels. So that's that. And he's also very, I wouldn't say angry with Barr, because he's almost like he doesn't really get like angry. He's very disappointed, and he's very, he doesn't understand it in a way. It's not in his DNA to do stuff like this, so he doesn't get it. The other thing was, somebody asked about if Melania was being abused, or I don't think she's been ever physically abused, but I do think she has been emotionally abused and neglected. She's neglected. So, okay. All right. So the next one is, so hi Diane. Hi, Al, chemist. Okay. He's an upstanding person. That makes sense. Yes, he is an upstanding person. Okay. Who will put the kibosh on Barr's obstruction? I feel it's going to be Nancy Pelosi. That's my instinct. But they're going to, if you watch the another video that I did with it's called the rapid fire questions. I think it's the last one we did. Basically, it was a vision of him in front of like a dam, like a wall, and he's trying to block the holes, and the water just comes pouring through and he gets out of the way. So I either think he's going to quit, which some people say, he's not going to, but maybe if the heat gets too bad, he will. But I think that either he will just leave, or he will just say, that's all I can't do anymore. Sorry, you're on your own, because it will just get too much. Or he will be taken out of the way. But either way, that's what I saw. And I feel like Nancy Pelosi is on his ass right now. She is so angry. I can't tell you. I mean, maybe you saw, because before she did like her conferencing, I knew that somebody was fuming. And when I saw her, I'm like, oh, it's her. So she's angry. So she's very angry, but I think it will be her. And I think, like I said, this woman who keeps showing up in the cards all the time, people keep saying there's a woman that's taking down Trump. I think I told you a little while ago, I think it's Nancy Pelosi, but we'll see. Oh, last thing I want to tell you about Mueller is that when I asked about his testimony, another thing I got, and this is for like tarot people, because I use tarot cards when I do like my readings, sometimes just to keep me, going, making sure I'm on the right page. But they showed me the star card, and I know the star is about hope. But if you guys know, if you know tarot, I know, there are a lot of people that do tarot out there. What is the star card besides that? Because I know it's hope, but I kept seeing the star card for him when I asked what's going to happen, what's the mood when he testifies, how do we feel about it, that kind of thing. So how do you see Trump leaving office? It's weird. I'm not saying he can't be impeached. I've never seen him being impeached. I've always seen him either leaving or being voted out. He's not going to win. So don't worry. Is Nancy well? She looks ill right now, probably stressed to death. She's okay. She's one of those people, and I don't know this. I'm telling you, they're telling me that, because I was thinking that she, a couple of times before that, I thought she looked ill. She's one of these people. She's kind of like my daughter Cassie. She finds it hard to keep weight on. So she really has to like make herself eat. She runs high. She runs very high energy. So she has that, and she also has some alopecia problems. So sometimes she'll wear hair and sometimes she won't. So I think that makes a difference as well. So, and Jared Kushner, I've always seen, and I know it seems impossible right now, but I've always seen Don Jr. and Jared Kushner going to jail. I know it seems impossible. And to be honest, when I talked about Julian Assange getting arrested before, I was so sure in that moment, because I just thought, well, I'm just going to say it because that's what they're saying. And I got it. And I thought, WikiLeaks, okay, Julian Assange. And I got off and I thought, there is no way that guy's getting arrested. He has been on the run forever. And then he was. So I keep seeing them being arrested. And I had that dream where Jared was arrested in an airport. So this could be down the road, but I saw them both. I think they're both going to jail, to be honest. So, okay. Love Nancy. Yes, Nancy. Yeah, listen to chocolate. Maybe she needs some chocolate, needs some better food. So let me do a couple more questions and then we'll sign off. So I'll let you guys enjoy your Friday. Thank you so much, for being so patient. It's so weird without Cassie here, because she's the technical everything, obviously. But Adam and I together, my husband and I together, got it figured out. Okay, so let's see. What about the kids? Will the kids get it next? In a way, yeah, because I think that once it may not be while he's in office. I almost feel like that stuff is a little bit down the road. When you see stuff, sometimes you ask a question like, is this person going to be arrested? And it's yes, you can see they're being arrested, but it may not be like tomorrow. So, and Ivanka as well. As Sparky's asking about Ivanka, this is down the road. This family is going to be ruined financially. So, and that's the most important thing to them. I actually see a couple of them trying to flee. Right now, I know that Jared Kushner is using that Saudi Arabian prince to help him hide money. I know that for a fact. I'm just telling you, I've seen that again and again, so I know that is true. But I think they're doing things to try to ready themselves for what's coming. But they're later down the road, they're going to be ruined financially, and several of them are going to jail. I don't know if Ivanka ever will go to jail, but they're going to be ruined. So yeah, whatever. What are you going to do? Does Kellyanne really respect Trump at this point? No, Kellyanne, we're talking about Kellyanne, and Kellyanne is doing her job. Okay. She's doing her job. She talks terribly about Trump when she's not there. At the White House, she talks terribly about him. And she kind of lives vicariously through her husband in a way. His opinions are her about Trump. His opinions are her opinion. They have the same opinion. But she's doing her job. She's just doing her job. And I think she likes the limelight. I think she likes that. But in a way, you know, it reminds me of the Nuremberg trials. It's like I'm just following orders. It's like it's almost worse, because at least some of these people, like Steve Bannon, it's like he really believes this garbage. He really believes this stuff. At least he's like, there's something behind it. But she is really just doing her job. And when she needs to go out and say stuff, she will. And when she needs to, but she can't stand him. And the word grotesque keeps coming to me. So she must say that he's grotesque a lot, but she can't, it's almost like she can't stand the sight of him, but she's doing her job. To me, that almost feels, it feels almost worse in a way, because there's no real belief behind it. So, for violating the hatch, is she going to get in trouble? She is. Okay, somebody's saying Kellyanne's going to get in trouble for violating the Hatch Act. Interesting. Okay, do the White House staff dislike Trump? Yes, they do. Especially the staff, because they kept a lot of like the help staff. I mean, I don't know what to call them. The help, the people that serve in the White House that aren't, serving in positions of, whatever, White House staff. They're cooking and they're cleaning, stuff like that. There are a lot of them that work for the Obamas. They didn't get rid of everybody. So those people are just, but it's almost like it's funny to them. It's like these people are like, it's like the Beverly Hillbillies coming to live at the White House. They like have no like class, or, it's like they don't know what they're doing. And so it's like they laugh about them behind their back. They make jokes. They think it is ridiculous to them. So, okay, let me do two more and we'll be out of here. Okay, will Sean Hannity get in trouble? Yeah. Sean Hannity, there's something with money, but I think there's something specifically with taxes that is going to get him. And again, I think it's a little bit down the road, but it could be sooner than we think, because he's all these high profile people with all this baggage. I don't know why they do it, but I feel like as they dig into Cohen stuff, it's going to come out. So there you go. Okay. Okay. So the last question is, okay. So the last two, Sarah Sanders. She's going to be one of those people that kind of leaves and kind of like Dick Cheney a little bit, how he just has kind of gone off and everybody kind of hates him and really talks about him. And like, there's a few people that are like, oh yeah, Dick Cheney was the best, but mostly he's seen as kind of just this person. And she'll kind of be like, or like an OJ or something, where it's like she gets out of it, and you'll see her show up on Fox or something once in a while, but there's no respect for her. She has, a lot of these people are going to be in that, not as bad as a murderer, but they're going to be, but almost. I mean, they helped this guy who's kind of a monster. So they, propped him up and helped him. So, but a lot of people are going to end up that way, just kind of disgraced, we'll put it that way. And then let's see. In the last one, will Nancy Pelosi step into the presidency temporarily? I wish, wouldn't that be great? I wish that would happen. I don't think so. but that would be fabulous. So we'll just keep praying for that, because that would be just the best. Seeing her sworn in for something like that would be awesome. And Steve Minuchin, I think he might, they might go after him for the taxes. I think they might be. I see something like I keep seeing something gearing up for him. So wait for that. I think it's going to be in a little bit. Okay. So I hope everything made sense, and thank you for joining the live stream. If you want a reading, you can just send me an email at intuitiview@gmail.com. They're cheap. They're not expensive, because I just want to help. I just want to help people. I want to get better at what I do. So they're not expensive, and it's done by a donation thing. So I can explain that later, but go to intuitiview@gmail.com. Just send me an email and just say you're interested, and I'll send you something. And then the other thing is to go to schedulicity.com, and you can just schedule an appointment. And when you go to the search, put in Intuitiview, and then put at one word, and then put in the zip code 94590. And I think that's it. So, be sure to, ring the bell and, check in, and we'll do another live stream maybe soon, because it could be a little bit before we get stuff organized as far as doing our downloads and editing and whatever. And obviously I need editing. You can see why I need editing. So, all right. So good night, Donna and Kathy and Ho-Ya-We-Maro. That's Hoa. Jeannie, Jay, Haupi, Sammy, Donna, again, Martha, KMC, Castillo again, Alchems, Sammy B. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy your Friday.